Two artists in recovery from the diary of a griever named John Weaver, which is me. Roseman, California says morning. It's the 8th of July, 2024. It's 5:47 in the morning. Hell, I'm not alive or awake this morning, Daryl. What's going on? Caught to bed. You still on Bam Margera again? Good lord, dude. In alive. Yeah, I heard, and I also posting stuff online right now that probably deals with your insanity, which is going to be dealing with my insanity at this point. There's a lot of stuff we're going through these days. I noted your discontent and your fear concerning about what's happening these days. Hell, the independents are going crazy, even worse. Can't get past it on YouTube. I had to go for the cooking shows more and more so I can get the algorithms less screwed up. Hurricanes are happening up in their territory. Well, coming up anyway. I'm watching stuff that makes me hungry as hell. I'm watching food things that are making me hungry as hell. And if I happen to switch over to the regular media and watch through, I actually get quite involved when it comes down for hurricane weather. Me being on the West Coast, we don't deal with this kind of crap. You kidding me? We don't get the delusions like everybody else does back east. No, we don't get them at all. And it's terrifying to see all these homes getting torn apart left and right by huge winds and rainwater. Worse than that, flooding. Bad enough is when you're dealing with tornadoes. I kept seeing videos about these damn things, and they're terrifying as hell. They should be. It's bad enough we get our own little mini twisters out here, too. Clear day, and yet we get dust devils. Some of them ranging as high as about 50 feet. A little wide sometimes. Smaller ones you can get through, but the larger ones, forget it. They're a bit of a pain in the ass. They come out of the blue. The wind blows in a certain way, gets itself into a knot or something like that, and it just blows like crazy. I'm watching different cities in Texas dealing with this shit. Houston's getting rained out like crazy. They're showing the Hilton right now, battered out in Houston with the winds and the gusts, blowing things around left and right. I hope they got tornado insurance. I hope they got hurricane insurance because they're sure it's not gonna need it, especially Hilton Industries. St. Louis Idling out in Texas. Nasty, dude. Nasty. Been watching these damn things for decades. Every time there was a major hurricane, they would show on there. We'd seen a few superstars coming out from the Weather Bureau talking about this stuff, and the Weather Channel picked up about, oh, what was it, about 40 years ago, 30 or 40 years ago. And every time we got into hurricane season, we always keep watching these guys out there because they're fascinating to watch while they're trying to deal with things about ready to tore apart, wind and blown like crazy. I had never been in a situation like that before, but I've been in earthquakes. I kept joking with people left and right that if I see the son of a bitch coming, maybe I have a 50-50 chance of surviving it. But earthquakes, you don't see it coming. It comes, it happens, and then you deal with the aftermath. Minor ones I can deal with. Larger ones, forget it. But that's what's happening. Now, as your particular situation regarding Bam Margera, I'm surprised he hasn't jumped on your ass again. I'm surprised. And you were telling me about that lunatic. About a lunatic. There's a lot of them out there. Right wing wannabe, hate mongering left and right, saying, hate, hate, hate. Dude, it's like looking at our own images. These guys are so comfortable with it, it's not even funny. There were certain analogies that I came across in my lifetime. It's like dealing with an old coat that you just can't get rid of. You're comfortable with it, but it's scratchy and itchy as hell, and you're so damn used to it. You don't feel how it's destructive to your skin. I've heard variations in the story on that one. But it's still there. I don't know. Some people can't deal with it, and other people can deal with the shit. I don't. I don't. Everything else is going to hell in a handbasket. What else is new? People want to hate, they're going to hate. There were some people that I even have a problem with when I was looking at all these mouthpieces, all these Karens. All the independents I've seen on there, on YouTube, they're just Karens. They're bitching and griping about Biden not being coherent enough. Trump's a liar, but he's got vitality. Biden's got heart, but his body is betraying his ass. I mean, he's not bad for a guy in his age bracket. Let's get that straight. He's doing okay for a guy in his age bracket. The bitch of it is, we got all these young pups out there in different fields saying how Biden shouldn't be doing this shit. Well, should Trump be in office then? If they got a problem concerning about the old age, how come they haven't passed any of these kind of laws? Even if it gets a veto from POTUS, at least a 2/3 vote in the House would pass the damn shit, make it law. Of course, they'd challenge it in the court systems on that one. Have to run it to the federal court, then the appellate, and then SCOTUS. Depending on who's on SCOTUS is whether or not the law is going to be challenged or not. We got politics happening left and right, driving people nuts. I know it's giving you ulcers. I try to stay out of it from sometimes because it drives me nuts. I stay on YouTube long enough, I'm going to go nuts on the damn thing. Sometimes I have to stay away from it. It's like, look here, look. Feed upon this shit here. Feed upon this shit over here. Don't you understand? You have to. You have to. And unfortunately, like you're dependent upon the capital coming in because you want everybody else to watch your shows. So you have to find all the content necessary. Me, I don't give a shit. I'm not doing that game. I struggle with what I've got, but I'm not making any more money at this point. I deal with what I've got. That's how tight ass I am. And I'm supposed to be a liberal. But they'll probably consider me as a conservative. Yeah, well, I'm only conservative with my own lifestyle, but I'm not shoving on everybody else these days. I told them about some of the plastics I recycled. Out here we had the Taco Bell. You probably have Taco Bell up there, maybe. And you got those nacho cheese platters. How many times those people kept tossing that shit away? I'm reusing them all the time as a plate for my dog. but also a plate for myself. I get bottles. I get jars. Try this one. See this? Platters! What's in it? Cheese nips. Cheez Its. Wash them out on a constant basis. They're still reusable. I've put in Tostitos jars, those large jars, pineapple. Put them in the fridge. Right out of a can, put them in a jar and put them in the fridge. The plastic jars that you would probably get from Dole, the pineapple, good for storage. Good for storage. I mean, after I use them at the food, people toss them, right? Or just use them for recycling. Well, I do recycle. I recycle the hell out of them for usage. Looks like it's going to become another hot, miserable son of a bitch day. You're lucky you got noticed by these negative guys coming out there saying, we want to interrogate you. We want to humiliate you. We want to drive you crazy. Because I got ratings to build up and I need your misery to feed upon. So feed me, Seymour. I'm not going for Hollywood. Screw that noise. And I'm not going for the Comedy Store. I'm not going for any comedy places. I just do my own damn thing on here. Lighting's been off because I still need to get management to replace the bulbs. The thing was flickering yesterday like crazy. I had to turn it off. The things I got to deal with. And because the sun's coming up, and it's coming up through the window, so it's a little bit more lighter right now. So we're dealing with that. Okay, so if you're going to continue with your finish with Bam Margera, be my guest. That's your thing, not mine. I made it a point not to deal with anybody else for that matter. And that means dealing with celebrities who got a problem concerning about people being sycophants. Been there, done that. Don't recommend it. Don't recommend it. I'll talk at you later, Daryl.